Okay, everybody, I'm going to do a really short video here on the restring of the main tuning dial. I have got it correctly. You'll notice I have it around this pulley, and you'll see that it does work. It works very, very well, actually. It works very smoothly. And I'm going to tell you how I did it, how I figured it out. The dial string diagram that I was using wasn't quite the right one. So I'll explain what that means in a second here. So you'll see that generally it looks the same. There's two pulleys here, and there's this bar here. But what's missing on this diagram is this pulley right here. So this is not exactly the right diagram for this radio. So here's what we came up with. So in order to do this thing the right way, what I did was, let me turn this up here and I'll show you. So I put the hole on top, okay? And what I did is I put the dial string here, and I left about 4 inches of string hanging here. I took that string and I wrapped it around this way, half a turn, up to this pulley here, and did 2.5 turns. Okay, and remember, I don't have anything connected to the spring yet. 2.5 turns here. I brought the string back up, went around here, this gear, and then back underneath the pulley and back up and then through the hole again on top, and I left another 4 inches of string there. All I had to do then was take the 2 strings that were here, wrap them around the shaft right here, make sure it was taut, okay, and I was able to turn this knob, and the capacitor was meshing. So once I did that, I took a clamp like so, and I removed one string and clamped the other one like that. I then took the one string that I didn't clamp and I connected it to the end of the spring here. And I'm going to zoom in on that so you can see what that looks like. Oops, I hit pause instead of zoom. So let me get the camera positioned because I want you to see what that looks like. There you go. Okay, so I tied one end of the wire to the spring, 2 knots, and I put a dab of crazy glue on it. Okay? I then took the other string that I had clamped to this and wired and tied 2 knots around the spring as well, and then a little bit of crazy glue, and then cut off the excess. And the end result is that this thing works great. You'll notice the spring doesn't have a lot of tension in it, but it has enough that it needs to do the job. At some point, if the string starts to stretch out, then that'll have to be adjusted, but that'll be long after I'm pushing up daisies. So we have this dial string now connected correctly, and I'm very, very happy with that because it works the right way. I'm going to show you a diagram of what it really looks like, and this way, if you ever do one of these, you know exactly what it looks like. So here's the diagram right here. Okay, and I'll kind of just walk through what I just described to you. So I put a piece of string here, let it hang out about 4 inches, took the string, went halfway around here, came around here, 2.5 turns, came back across the top, around this pulley, back around like so, and then back in the hole here. That left me the 2 strings that were hanging here. I then wrapped them tightly around this pulley to make sure that all the slack was taken out. I then clamped one of the strings to this pulley, and the other one I tied around the end of the spring, and I connected the spring. After I had that done, I then simply removed the clamp that I had here and tied the second string here and tied double knots in both and a dab of crazy glue on both knots so it'll never come out. That's the way this is done. Very, very simple. I'm going to put a link to this document in the description of the video so that if you ever want to try to do one, you could see how to do it. But we are now done with the main tuning dial. So tomorrow we're going to attempt the band spread, which is going to be right here. So that's going to be tomorrow's project. And if I use the same logic and use the same document that I found, it should be a piece of cake. Anyway, I'm going to put this video up because some of you were curious how I keep so patient. I'm very patient when it comes to this stuff. It takes a long way for me to get wound up. So that's where we are, folks. So patience and logic prevails. And also doing a good Google search and finding someone that actually did this before the right way. All right, folks, that's it. I'll talk to you later. I'll be back with another episode shortly when we talk about this band spread knob and a few other things on the radio. You'll notice that I do have the cans here. Let me move this piece of tape. I do have the cans, and I've got brass screws here. We're all good there. These are all secured. We're done, and life is good. All right, folks, have a great night. Bye.